supply and demand is really good, but if you're not stacking up your own confluences and being strict with your criteria, your win rate won't be high. Definitely not 83%. So I'm literally just not going to talk anymore, and I'm going to get straight into actually explaining it. So my trading strategy, okay, first I want to go over some basics. So this is a full basic to advanced strategy, so I'm not going to get into more advanced stuff right now. First, I want to talk about what I'm actually looking for. So what I need is a strong push up. All right, before that push up, you obviously have a bearish candle, and that bearish candle is going to be your demand zone. Okay, it's not allowed to be tapped though, so I'm going to explain about that later. After that, you need a low. Okay, after that, you need a obvious low, which is going to be your liquidity. After your liquidity or your low is created, you need it to take out its own high. Okay, so if it were to do something like this, which normal supply and demand traders trade, it will be invalid. Okay, I will not take a trade like this. So what I'm looking for is a strong push up. All right, just some movement over here, as you can see. And now this is what makes this trade valid. This is where it makes the trade valid, because it took out these highs. And as you can see, it did it once again, came here, made a liquidity and took out its own high, which is this over here, called a break of structure. Now I have direct movement to the zone. Okay, this is basically everything I'm looking for. So a quick summary again is a strong push up, having some structure, then that structure taking out its own high. On a demand zone example, on a supply zone example, you needed to take out its own low. Now taking out the high again in this example, that's not like very important. It can just do something like this, take out the high and then come to the zone, still be valid, but it made it even twice. It made it even better, creating a lot of liquidity in front of the zone, then coming to my zone, and then you can hit insane trades like this. And I just want to talk about my entry on this trade now. So the entry on this trade was actually pretty simple as well. So I have normally my stop loss just below the wick that tapped the zone, the lowest wick that came to the zone. This here is an accuracy zone. Okay, so let me just quickly explain my zones as well. So let me just draw out a normal candle. Okay, so an accuracy zone is, let's say this is your candle. Okay, it made a top wick and then it came the wick over here, wick over here, wick over here. All right, so you would not mark your zone like this. Okay, you'd not mark it out like that, just because this wick passed this candle. Okay, if it passed the candle, you mark it out from this body and the upper wick. Okay, this might be a little bit confusing at the moment, but if you actually stick around for long enough, you can actually become really good at this. So as you can see, this is how I would draw it out as an accuracy zone. If this wick came over here, it didn't pass, as you can see, it did not pass this point. As you can see, this stupid replay logo is in the way. I don't know how to delete that, but as you can see, it did not pass that. You would just draw it out normally from the wick and then this wick over here. So this will be your zone. I'm also going to make a drawing example on a demand zone example as well. So I tried to make it pretty much identical to this. As you can see, this is the bearish candle. This is my actual zone. Then it created a lower wick over here, higher wick over here, and something like this. Okay, whatever. Now, as you can see, you would draw it out from the body and then the lower wick. Why? Just because, as you can see, if this wick came all the way, okay, whatever. If this wick came all the way over here, all right, then you would draw it out with the wick, okay, like this. You would draw it out like this, okay? But if it's like a very extremely small difference, then you can just draw it out normally, okay? For example, if it was something like this is the wick, all right? And then it came over here, took it out by literal centimeter, then you can just still draw it out from the wick, especially on the 5-minute time frame on gold. So as you can see, an accuracy zone over here. Now I'm going to talk about my entry. So as you can see, I have 3 entry criterias, and these are actually super important. Okay, so I'm quickly going to talk about this entry model, and then I'm going to go into the other entry models. So right now, as you can see, very simply, if I just have to explain it in a few seconds, then this candle, the bullish candle, passed this bearish candle, and once it broke the previous candle, you enter. Okay, this is all I'm going to talk about right now, but I'm going to explain it very deeply soon. So the first entry model I just wanted to talk about is a flip entry. All right, These are extremely important on the 5 minute time frame because price can literally just move in your direction in like seconds. So I'm going to give you a flip entry example. As you can see, let's say this was my demand zone. Okay, same example over here, you had this movement. All right, now once it comes to this zone, okay, let's say you have this is a bearish candle. Okay, not a bullish candle because it's green color. This was a bearish candle that tapped the zone. Okay, now next candle opens where this candle closed. Okay, this is where the price opens. Now what it did, it made a massive wick inside. I'm going to give you a quick introduction to this, but I'm going to show you a live example as well. It came deep inside the zone and then it came all the way back up and flipped bullish and then had whatever entry. Okay, so on a live example, so as you can see over here, so okay, let me just explain the trade. All right, you had a strong push up, all right, creating this demand zone. Okay, first bearish candle before the move up. So then you had a push down, creating that liquidity, taking out the high, coming to the zone. All right, A plus structure. Now on the entry model, a directional close would be just over here, but let me explain a flip entry. So what I explained before, this was the bearish candle. Now you would enter over here, have your stop loss at the wick over here, nothing less on the 5 minute time frame. And as you can see, flip entry is when it comes deep enough inside the zone and then flips bullish. So as you can see, all this part was bearish. Okay, it was moving bearish, but it did not close inside the zone or go through the zone because that will make the trade invalid. But it came this deep. If it came here, all the way over here, it will be invalid. Okay, but since it came over here, not going through the zone, it came all the way back up and then flipped bullish. All right, once you flip bullish, you enter. That should probably explain what flip entries are. Pretty simple, I believe. As you can see, flip entries can be really useful sometimes. And also have directional closes. I can actually explain every single entry model on this single trade. So as you can see, a directional close over here would be on this route, as you can see at this. So not on this candle, okay? You'd not enter on the bearish candle to react from your demand zone, okay? So you have this bearish candle reaction, you wait for the next candle to be closed bullish, and once you close bullish, you enter, okay? As you can see, it closed bullish at this point, then you have your stop loss, whatever, and a break of candle entry. That's all I have. Don't worry, I don't have any more than 3. And a break of candle is when it passed the candle that initially tapped the zone. So as you can see, it doesn't have to initially tap the zone. Let's say if this bearish candle didn't tap the zone. Okay, what I'm actually explaining right now might be very confusing, but as you watch the video, you understand better. But as you can see, as it passed this bearish candle, this here, it passed it over here, then you enter. Okay, it's called break of candle, BOC, not break of structure, break of candle, and that's my 3 entry models. But damn, bro, I literally just recorded for 1 hour of me back testing, and I was on the wrong time frame. So I'm gonna go back to my original fucking time frame, and I'm going to back test again. So let me just go on a random bar. Oh, just so you know, on that wrong time frame, I hit about 6% in 5 days, but it was on the wrong time frame. So I'm going to start back testing again, just a random bar. So yeah, let's actually, to be fair, I literally already found a setup, but it's not on replay mode. But as you can see, I can analyze this trade as well. So this is an accuracy zone. As you can see, oh, bro, who knows how to get this replay icon out the way? Just comment down below, bro. I can't get this out of the way. Like, I don't know, it just randomly came in my way, bro. Yeah, just comment down below if you know how to get rid of this. But as you can see, accuracy zone, it came above this candle, so then you draw it out from the body and then the lower wick. So not this wick, but the next wick. Okay, and then a flip entry on this trade, pretty obvious, and then stop loss at the wick and target. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to target 1 to 2.5 every single trade, because I don't want to go like too in depth into actually take profits. I just want to teach you how to like trade this, so you can actually do some back testing on your own. And if really if this doesn't work for you, just find another strategy. But I promise you, if you actually watch this video till the end and actually start back testing straight after it, you're gonna see crazy results. So this trade, I mean, I won't count it, but it's still a win, 2.5%. But I'm going to be backtesting as long as I get a loser. So that could be for a while. So right now, just making sure I'm on the right time frame, and I'm gonna start backtesting. All right, let's see. We have, yep, I was just about to call it out. Oh shit. Oh my, fuck. I just saw an extremely nice setup, A plus, and I accidentally pressed on the random bar, so I'm on a different time frame again. Shit, man. Well, shit happens, but as you can see, again, I found another two setups just blindly coming to a random spot. As you can see, maybe I can even find more. You know, I'm not gonna inspect shit, but as you can see, this is just insane. We had another win over here, directional close, stop loss over here, take profit 2.5. Same thing over here, directional close, stop loss at the wick, and 2.5. Yeah, it's just insane. This time I'm gonna put it as select bar so it won't like mess up. Oh, I made so many mistakes. All right, let's see. Let's actually backtest for now. So just stick around. Well, yeah, like I said before, there's exact reason where I wouldn't take a supply zone. As you can see, there was a supply zone over here which gave a reaction and unfortunately failed. But I would not take this trade just because we're like obviously extremely bullish. I mean, of course, on the 5 minute time frame, the trend doesn't matter, but I mean, being this bullish, I mean, let me go on a higher time frame. Like, this is just like a 2013 Bitcoin rush, bro. So yeah, I would not kind of want to take a supply at this situation. And also, the way it took out the low is just with news, so it's not really that powerful. So I'll probably ignore something like this. Obviously, you have to be very strict if you want to have such big win rate. So let me just continue, bro. Again, quickly, as you know, supply. In this situation, I wouldn't want to take a supply. Again, it's not the best supply. As you can see, it came from this normal supply demand zone, but this doesn't have liquidity, so I would not consider taking like something like this. But you can literally like see alone how much power these demand zones have. Also supply zones, but as you can see, no supply zone at this point. Okay, I think I actually, yeah, there's a setup here, but I'm not too sure if I would actually take this. I mean, I can't deny this. It's not a bad setup. Just the liquidity and the structure it's on its own is pretty bad. All right, let's say this was a loser, but let's just say this was a loser. But I'm not too sure if I would take something like this in live. Okay, but let's make a new deal. Okay, if I get another loser now, then I'll finish the YouTube video. But for now, let's just continue with the results we have right now. So that's already 5%. So yeah, let's just continue, see if we actually get another loser. Okay, well, I keep skipping through trades, but this is the point where I would take a supply. Now, I might sound an idiot that I wouldn't take this, and no, I wouldn't take this supply, and I wouldn't take this supply because we weren't in trends. But as you can see at this point, I would take this supply just because we disrespected the demand zone, and we also took out, okay, we didn't take out the low, but the main reason we did take this supply zone, I mean, I would take this supply zone, is just because we disrespected the demand zone, which means we have a potential to go bearish. So as you can see, I would take a directional close here. I wouldn't take any aggressive. If I'm not extremely in trends, like as you can see right here, we're still kind of bullish. I mean, we're starting to move bearish. As you can see, we took out this low, but I would not like take aggressive entries. So in this example, I mean, even if it was an aggressive entry, this will be a normal directional close anyways. It hasn't hit our take profit yet, but most likely I wouldn't even target this high. I mean, this big, because a trend again. And I mean, on my TP rules, I wouldn't even target this low anyways. I think TP would be 1.5. But like I promised, 2.5 every single trade. So let's see if this actually hits my take profit or okay. Oh shit. Yeah, you could have also taken a 1 minute trailing stop here, but I'm not gonna go into that. I hope you guys know what a trading stop is. Well, actually, I'm gonna give you a quick introduction. So let you go on a 1 minute time frame, as you can see, and then you have your stop loss. So let's say your take profit here over here. Your stop loss would be not this over here. That okay, yeah, you would have stopped that over here. As you can see, your stop loss is like the previous upper wick, but you would have secured how much percent? Yeah, like you would have secured 1.5% extra, 1.65% extra. So trading stop loss could be very useful, but I wouldn't even take trading stop loss at this point because again, we're not that bearish. But as you can see, another 2.5% win, 2.5% win, and another 2.5% win. So it's going pretty good. We took a loss over here, so let's see if we can get another loss. All right, so we actually barely just tapped this supply. If I have missed any trades, then just let me know, bro. Cause I'm actually going pretty fast. I want to give you the most information possible in the least amount of time. So I'm going pretty fast. So if I missed any setups, just let me know. And if you have any questions as well, I'll literally just be answering to everyone's questions. So if you have any questions about the strategy or if I missed talking about something, then just literally just let me know, all right? I'll be happy to help. But as you can see, we also had another supply zone as I was talking. Of course, I keep like playing it through. Maybe I should go slower. Again, I'm not 100% sure I would take it live, but at this backtesting tutorial, I want to give as much information as possible. So I would take this trade. As you can see, a nice accuracy zone. It passed this candle and we took out the low before we came to the zone. And yeah, well, it hit my take profit in like one candle. So that's another 2.5% secured. There you go, 2.5%. All right. Bro, I'm literally going to go like days of backtesting. Just as soon as I get a loser, I will end the video. Literally as soon. All right, we did not have the supply zone. We did actually come from this demand zone, but this is something. This is ugly trade. I'll probably ignore something like this. But as you can see, we did actually have a nice fake out over here on this liquidity. What do you guys think? Should I take this? I mean, I'm not live, but we disrespected. Wait, let me just do my private analysis real quick. I mean, it did actually just give a really nice bullish candle, but let's say if I was in this situation, would I take this trade? You know what? I think this might be a good zone. I mean, we're coming off this extreme consolidation area. We took out these both highs. We had a fake out, an accuracy zone. I mean, accuracy zones aren't the best on like gold or like Nasdaq, but if you trade like forex pairs, like they're pretty good. But let's see if we get a win or lose on this trade. 2.5. Let's see. Well, yeah, I would. This would have been a break-even trade anyway. I'll go break even after it hits like a 1 to 1.5, like just to be like in good win rate situation. I go for break evens at this point. So yeah, this hit my break even, and it would have won anyway. But yeah, this is a break even trade. Doesn't count. Let's just continue. All right. Well, I had it marked out as you just saw, but I'm just too fast for this, bro. As you can see, we had this demand zone. And yeah, I can't complain about this trade. Nice break of candle, lots of momentum. Just had my stop. We could have had it here as well, but just to be safe, just have this at this low over here, the deepest wick that came inside my zone. And we haven't actually had. Actually, no, we did have. I was about to say we didn't have any supply zones, but we did have this one over here. But yeah, this is just. I mean, what the hell is this session, bro? I mean, we're going crazy bullish. Oh, this video is gonna be so long, bro. I need to get a lose. So 2.5. I mean, this trade might even lose. I don't even know. I don't remember. Let's see if this was a break-even point. Yeah, we're break-even now. So let's see. Well, yeah, we were stopped out for break-even. This wasn't a win, but pretty sure it's gonna win. Yeah, it won the trade anyway. Oh, just so you know, quickly, just saying, there was a demand zone over here. Just so you know, it's not valid. It did not take out the high. But we do have this extreme. I really wanted to come down to this zone. This is extremely nice. Or we can just leave without tapping the zone. We also have this demand zone. Okay, just disrespected the demand zone. Just I think it was news anyway. Okay, disrespected this demand zone as well. Actually, this might still be valid. I mean, I'm not too keen on taking this at this point, but let's see what we get. All right. Yeah, just disrespected this zone. There was a supply zone over here, but that's not a kind of trade I would take. Yeah, it did win actually, but not a trade I would take. Oh shit, I did miss this trade. I missed this trade, so I'm not gonna count it. But there's another win over here. So I mean, if you already came, I mean, most people don't even watch my videos. So if you came this far, you can literally just see how insane this strategy is. Let me see if I missed anything else. Yeah, nothing really. Holy bro, I want to finish this video already. Oh, there was a shitty ass demand zone over here, so not looking to take something like this. Not because it lost, of course. I mean, I would have probably gone break even anyway at this point. I'm not saying I wouldn't take this because it lost, but let's see. Yeah, this would have been a genuine loss if I would have taken this trade, but I would not take this trade because I know the other trades was like similar to this, but this has literally no structure at all. I mean, you can literally see yourself. It just basically has no liquidity. I mean, same thing over here, but this has this liquidity as a spare, and this liquidity over here is like on a bigger structure trade. As you can see, this is just like that, you know what I mean? So that's my opinion on that shit trade. All right. Okay, I'm sorry for actually missing all the winners. I mean, like going through them too fast. But we had another win over here, break of candle over here. If you were late, you could have also taken a re-entry. Liquidity, this is a great. I mean, this is like pretty much great trade. I mean, looking at how bullish we are, so much bullish potential. Nice level of liquidity. Just two candles. I mean, of course, it's not like identical. Like, not identical is not the best, but it's definitely still considerable. 2.5. It hasn't hit out 2.5% yet. As you can see, this is out 2.5 stop loss. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Okay, well, another 2.5%. Right now I'm literally begging for a lose. I want you guys to finish this video and I want to finish this video. So no trades, no losers yet. We had this supply, but at this bias, I will not take something like this. It is a clean trade otherwise, but looking how bullish we are. I mean, don't like take this as a like a rule that don't take trades if you're like bullish. Don't take like supplies if you're bullish, but like you know what I mean, bro. How can I take a supply on this bullish bias? I mean, I normally do take any kind of like supplies or demands in any kind of situation, but if we're this bullish, then as you can see, would not even take this trade as well. As you can see, this trade lost, this trade won, but I will not take both of these trades because we're not in trends. I'm not actually too sure it tapped this. Okay, it did. Another one that I went too fast, but another break of candle over here. Stop loss just at this wick, 2.5. Could have even taken a trailing stop loss as well. Could have gone even higher. Let's see how high this actually went. Okay, it didn't go that high. But another 2.5% is secured. Oh, bro, what is this win rate, bro? Another win. I mean, another win that wasn't really my strategy. This is just normal supply and demand. It's not really level of liquidity here. I mean, you could consider this as your liquidity and this as liquidity taking out its own high, or this as your liquidity and then this as liquidity taking out its own high. But looking at this zone, a doji candle, part of this straight move up is just not something I would take personally. I mean, it really depends on the trade as well. You could take these kind of trades if you were like an aggressive trader, but I'm gonna leave this out at right now. Another supply, another win, but again, not kind of trade I would take. It's not just not the highest quality. I mean, if you have any questions about these trades or anything that I didn't talk about, then please, bro, just DM me on my Discord server. Right now we don't have any demands or supplies. Okay, now we can actually start looking for supplies. I mean, we're coming off this demand zone, but look, there's like no liquidity here. This liquidity is too far. Let's see if this actually wins. Nope, as you can see. That's why we have those rules. All right, we actually came down to this demand zone. Yeah, this is pretty clean. This could potentially be a loss though. I mean, I don't want to say that, of course. I mean, yeah, it's not a bad trade. I mean, just with dump down, it's crazy, but doesn't mean I'm not gonna take the trade. 2.5. There you go. Let's see. Okay, and yep, this was a loser. Goodbye.